You eventually meet someone who feels right in a way that nearly feels fantastic. They are calm, harmonious, emotionally available. They do not vanish. They do not confuse you. They do not make you chase. They simply choose you. For a moment it feels like everything you have ever wanted has eventually arrived. Also, something unanticipated begins to happen. Then feeling safe you feel restless. Then feeling secure you feel the appetite to pull back. You start noticing things, overanalyzing inoffensive moments, creating distance where there was none. It is subtle at first, nearly unnoticeable. Deep inside a quiet resistance begins to grow. The most confusing part is that nothing is actually wrong. Something inside you keeps saying, "This does not feel right." That is where the real story begins. The truth is that this response is not arbitrary. It does not come from the moment. It comes from an old place inside you. A place shaped long before this relationship ever existed. If love in your life felt inconsistent, so now when someone offers you real care your mind does not relax. It becomes alert. Because this kind of love feels strange. Strange frequently feels dangerous. You are not rejecting the person. You are responding to a feeling your system does not know how to trust. It is like being handed something you have demanded your life but having no idea how to hold it. This is where deeper patterns begin to take over. Emotional ignorance makes you question something that's actually healthy because your mind is wired to expect chaos, not calm. Stability feels boring or indeed suspicious because it does not match what you are used to. Emotional undernourishment plays an important part here. If you grew up receiving affection, your emotional capacity may have acclimated to less, meaning too much care now feels intimidating rather than comforting. Your system was trained on survival, not abundance. Also comes fear of loss, which operates quietly but explosively. The moment something starts to feel real, your mind jumps ahead to its ending. What if this disappears? What if I get hurt again? Rather than staying for that pain, self-sabotage kicks in as a defense. You create distance, pick arguments, lose interest suddenly, or emotionally withdraw, not because you want to, because it gives you control over the ending. There is also a fear of reliance. Counting on someone emotionally can feel like handing them the power to break you later. So, your mind protects your independence at all costs, even if it means losing something. These patterns are not actions. They are learned survival strategies. The hardest part is they do not feel like protection. They feel like instinct. You see this play out in life more often than you suppose. You are dating someone in New York who plans dates, checks in on you, and actually listens. At first it feels amazing. Also, you start responding slower. You feel bothered when they text much. You suddenly need space. Or you are in London sitting across from someone who authentically wants to know you, and rather than opening up you feel the appetite to shut down. You cancel plans minute. You pick arguments over nothing. Or perhaps you are in Toronto lying in bed at night staring at your phone, seeing their name pop up, and then excitement, you feel pressure. Pressure to respond. Pressure to maintain something. Without saying it out loud, you start creating emotional distance, persuading yourself it is just not working. Psychologists have studied this pattern deeply. John Bowlby, the author of Attachment Theory, explained that our early connections shape how we experience love as grown-ups. In terms of love formerly felt unstable, your mind learns to anticipate insecurity. So, when stability eventually shows up, it does not feel like relief. It feels strange. Strange triggers caution. Another important idea comes from Carl Jung, who said, "Until you make the conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." What this really means is that these patterns are running quietly in the background. You think you are making choices. In reality, old emotional programming is making them for you. You are not choosing to reject love. You are repeating something you never completely understood. This is where everything begins to shift. Because the truth is, when love gets rejected, it is not always about the person being rejected. Sometimes it is about the person receiving it not being ready to hold it. It is not a lack of desire. It is a lack of capacity built from past experiences. Once you see that something changes inside you, you stop condemning yourself. You stop chasing people who pull away. You begin to understand that love is not about finding the right person. It is about becoming the version of yourself who can actually accept it. Because real love is not supposed to feel like chaos. It is supposed to feel steady. Sometimes the hardest part of love is not finding it. It is learning not to run from it when it eventually arrives.